Ready?
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Where am I looking? Straight in here.
Hi. Oh, hi.
You ready now?
We'll do a bit of a spin.
So Jamila's come up from Hamilton Zoo to join our Australasian breeding program. It's the best outcome we could have hoped for. Hopefully their love continues to blossom and hopefully you guys can come in and see a rhino calf running around.
So I'm quite excited to finally have Enriching here at Auckland Zoo. These guys have got the big long white moustache and they got a little beard.
So this is actually quite an exciting time for me as a keeper. This little lady is actually the first zebra foal I've ever worked with. Very nice, very healthy, and a jolly little lady.
So I'm just trying to get Bruce and Alika to wake up this morning. They have dug themselves a lovely hole overnight, which they are both hiding in. Alika, are you getting up this morning? So Bruce and Alika, it was pretty much love at first sight, and pretty much as soon as we opened the door between them, they were together and have been that way ever since.
So this is quite an exciting time for us. We've just had the installation of 3 new giraffe feeders to allow the giraffe to actually eat from a much higher canopy. So you've got the ostrich, which they do a bit of grazing. They can also reach up and do some browsing. You've got the zebra, which are very much grazers on the ground, and then the giraffe are now able to eat from the tree canopy, doing their nice high browsing. So as well as trying to imitate the wild, we're actually trying to enrich the life of the giraffe here at the zoo. So by having different alternative areas they can go and feed from, it allows them to move so they can choose where they want to eat.
This will be the first group of Asian arowana that's been held in a zoo here in New Zealand. They're absolutely stunning fish, amazing to look at when they're fully grown and coloured up and gliding around their tank. They're going to be part of a really cool tropical dome that we're building over the next year in our Southeast Asian precinct.
Southeast Asia project has been a massive undertaking, biggest in our history.
Good. This is going really well today actually. They seem a lot more relaxed coming out and exploring. It's good to see. They seem to be having a pretty good time. Hi. Is that good? The focus of our team really is to bridge the gap between visitors and the animals that they come to see here at the zoo. We want them to come in and have a really close encounter, which we hope will get them excited about the animals and really passionate about the species that they're seeing, and also about their habitat in the wild, really being inspired to make a change in their own lives as well.
And today it's our Takeover Tuesday! Nice! Green. Good. No, you've got to wait. You're too quick. Blue. No. Green. Yay! By complete accident.
Look how floofy you are.
Myself and Captain form a team that try and get our visitors as involved with wildlife as possible. Obviously you can get quite close to him at the moment, and we actually free fly a lot of our birds here, so visitors can feel the wind off of their wings, they can hear them, he speaks quite loudly, and of course they sometimes even get to smell them if they're flying directly past, so it's a really immersive experience for them.
Still with me?
We've got a lovely rope to climb up.
All over the world, animals, plants and ecosystems are in danger. Even here in New Zealand, our unique biodiversity is being threatened.
And that's one of our endemic species. So that's one little guy who's only found in New Zealand.
The aim is we want the students to realise that they can learn conservation skills, the same as what zookeepers or dock rangers use, and they can use those skills in their local community.
Yesterday we had a clutch of 6 pāteke ducklings hatch, and that's really exciting because we are kaitiaki of this species, and when they get older these ducklings will be released into the wild.
So the reason we do a Kakapo census is to determine the number of birds out in this area, and that's to see if the population is growing or declining or remaining stable.
It sounds like Kakapo.
It might be just in the back of this tree here, or just in a tree behind that.
This project is quite important to me because the kakapo is one of New Zealand's endemic species. I think it is really important that we can do all we can to try and make the species thrive in its environment.
So all of them were together in Papatūānuku and Ranginui, and it got really cramped in there, so they all wanted to do this.
For me, I suppose the most important thing about Matauranga Maori is that we connect to nature, we connect to our environment, but we also connect to each other and ourselves.
If everybody's working towards the same thing, you've got a very powerful message.
I firmly believe that our culture belongs to all New Zealanders, not just Māori. It's up to all of us to engage, learn, be part of the culture, because it's us who's going to make it carry on for the next generation and the generation and the generation after that.
We've been working with the Centre for Conservation Research in Sri Lanka. Predominantly a lot of their work is around how they can learn as much as they can about wild elephants in Sri Lanka. It's all based around research, data, studying elephants' behaviour in relation to people. I'm just really proud we're working with some incredible people that are doing some amazing stuff. And essentially it's as simple as, in order to save a species, you need to understand them.
2019 breeding season for Kakapo has been immense, but no one predicted how big it was going to be.
So our main involvement, of course, is every breeding season. We've had Auckland Zoo staff involved with every single chick.
In our case, we're bringing zoo skills to the project, which means we've got all our hand rearing skills, our incubation skills, our bird health check skills, and able to transfer those skills to a really threatened bird like the Kakapo made me realise that everything I've done since becoming a zookeeper has almost led me to this and taught me so many skills that have been so useful.
It was very concerning when we first heard some birds were getting sick.
So aspergillosis is almost always fatal. So with most wild birds, by the time they look sick, it's too late to save them.
It is so personal. They do wrap themselves around your heart.
We're in this profession because we care. We all, I think, take it really personally when we lose one. Feeling much more optimistic is pretty incredible. Having been able to send some of these birds back home to the island was very special. We're really hoping that we're coming out the other side of this.
The power of a good zoo to get people to empathise with wildlife is incredible. What you get from a visit to the zoo is the sense of scale. If you stood next to an elephant, is the smell, is the social aspect of being with people as well. And it puts you in a unique place coming to a zoo to connect with wildlife and to understand the importance of it.
I think just in general, if people were more connected with nature and their environment, people are going to become more and more passionate about wanting to conserve the environment that we have and making sure that it is going to be around for our future generations.
When I went to vet school, I wanted to make a difference, and now that I work at the zoo, that difference I think is in conservation.
I became a zookeeper for all the extra things that come with being a zookeeper. Making a difference. Even if it's just a small part, I've learnt skills within zoos that can help wild populations, and that's what I want from my career.